and welcome to AUTV News. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. I'm Lauren Galden.
And I'm Peyton O'Toole. Thank you for joining us.
Graduation is less than 4 weeks away, but seniors beware.
AUTV's Daisha Lene looks into how fake job postings are targeting students entering the workforce and the red flags you need to know.
With platforms like LinkedIn and Indeed making job searching easier, scams tend to get a little more creative every single day. According to Forbes, a growing number of job postings online are either scams or ghost jobs, making it harder for applicants to know the real from the fake.
Sometimes if it seems too good to be true, or if that spidey sense of is this real is going off, we'll pay attention to it.
Graduating seniors are applying to dozens of jobs a week, but experts find that every opportunity deserves attention.
Career coaches find some of the biggest red flags include unusually high salaries, little to no interview process, or being asked to send money up front. But they find to combat these scams that research is critical.
Or want to go off on text message or anything like that. And if they're trying to get information such as your credit card number, any bank accounting numbers, or some of the companies are like, sign up for this package before you apply to the position. And they're obviously trying to get you to buy in and give information that you're not supposed to give.
For students, these situations can feel real, especially with the pressure of finding a job post-grad.
They had me schedule an interview for the next day, and it was just really rushed.
Tabarro finds that when she was asked to quickly attend interviews and was offered a job within a day, this is something experts say should raise concern. Always do your due diligence with those opportunities when you find them. Daisha Lene, AUTV News.
Thanks, Daisha. For more advice on avoiding scams, visit the AU Career Center for Life Calling on the 8th floor of the Archer Library.
The class of 2026 has made its mark on campus, and you can now see the display. New portraits for the senior wall have been put up on the second floor of the Student Center. Vice President of Student Affairs Rob Poole says they select senior photos by showcasing a variety of students. 2026 commencement will be held inside the NIST Athletic Center on Saturday, May 9th at 10 a.m.
Confusion and frustration. That's how some AU students are feeling due to unscheduled changes in the hours at the Eagle's Nest. I turn to dining services for some answers.
There is a lot of grab and go. Whether you get 10 minutes in between class or 50, you're still going to feel that rush. And so if you can't get the food when you need it, you're not going to, get that fuel.
Recent inconsistencies in dining schedules have been cause for student concern. At Eagle's Nest, there have been conversations revolving around student needs, the use of Grubhub, and the idea for more communication.
Yeah, I think for students it can definitely be frustrating because I know a lot of students, they have limited time in between classes and their work and such. So for them, they have to rely on the app to order food because by the time they get to Nest, they may not have enough time to order.
Many students use the app Grubhub to order their meals from Nest. Although the app's closing feature does not directly reflect the store's in-person hours. Student athletes Maggie and Faith speak on this.
A lot of times it's just frustrating because I rely on the app to be able to make sure I can get that order in before they close, which I know is probably upsetting to them that I'm ordering right at. But if I have no other option, it's a little upsetting. And then if it's going to be down, I would like a heads up so that I can order food from somewhere else or know that I need to make arrangements.
General Manager of Dining Services Fred Geib says these schedule changes are due to labor shortages, and he offers advice for students.
If the dining hall's closed and you like opportunities to be able to eat, later at night, pick a different meal plan that allows you the flexibility to go to those various areas.
Geib says if you have any of your own dining concerns, to contact Dining Services directly.
Renovations are well underway on campus. Take a look at what crews are working on. As part of Phase 1, the Amstutz dormitory is getting a full makeover. The building will have pod-style bathrooms, with the bedrooms converting to single-person use. Vice President of Operations and Planning Rick Ewing explains crews are deep into construction. The first floor of Andrews is also currently being remodeled. And next month, construction will begin at Jacobs. Both dorms are expected to be ready for the fall semester. AU students are putting the final touches on their Urker presentations.
Last week, the Writing and Communication Center held a poster workshop ahead of the Undergraduate Research and Creativity Symposium. Associate Professor Nick Johnson assisted students in creating posters. Examples were given for format, aesthetics, and the general content of their work.
A lot of the advice and information that we're given out is just how to conduct during a poster presentation to convey the work that they're doing, be excited about the work that they're doing, and also kind of communicate that to a broad audience, because IRCA is very broad when it comes to discipline. So being able to explain their work in a way that most people will be able to understand.
IRCA will take place in the Upper Convocation Center on April 22nd, but students still have time to prepare. The Writing Center will host another workshop focusing on public speaking today at 4 p.m.
He is known as an expert in the Old Testament, but he is also a skilled communicator of complex theological issues.
AUTV's Chloe Kovanchik joins us now to discuss Dr. Hawk's latest publication. Welcome, Chloe.
Thanks, guys. The Ashland Theological Seminary welcomes a new book to their shelves, and Dr. Hawk is very excited about it. I sat down with him to learn more about it.
We can write a different script, but writing a different script means recognizing that the old script has some real issues with it.
Ashland University's professor of Old Testament and Hebrew Studies, Daniel Hawk, has released his 7th book.
The book is about the story that we who consider ourselves an immigrant nation tell about ourselves, and how that story has woven a myth of innocence in terms of how we took the land, how we dispossessed the indigenous peoples, the violence that was perpetrated, the deceit, a lot of really grim stuff that most people don't know about.
Titled Undoing Manifest Destiny, Settlers, American, Christian Colonists, and the Pursuit of Justice.
But this book arose out of some of my work with indigenous North Americans and pursuing ministry of justice and reconciliation with them.
It only took Hawk a year to write his new book because of the prior research he did on the topic.
I'm really excited by a lot of early responses to the book that seems to indicate that people really think, they share my sense of how urgent this project is.
A book release event will be held this Friday at Ronk Memorial Chapel. It's free and open to the public. Following Dr. Hawk's lecture, there will be a book signing in the seminary library.
Thanks, Chloe.
Main Street has officially welcomed a new business in town. On the Map Boutique celebrated with a ribbon-cutting ceremony last week. It's partnered with Deidre Shilliday Ministries and provides fair trade income support for artists around the world who may be in difficult situations. The co-owners explain the ministry's mission is to share the message of Christ to impoverished communities.
Our goal for the Ashland community is for them to understand that these handmade products from people around the world, they are true fair trade. All the money goes back to them. And we're just trying to help people to have a hand up instead of a hand out.
On the Map Boutique officially opened back in December. Its hours are Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Still to come on AUTV News, at a standstill, how the U.S. is moving forward after peace talks with Iran have stalled.
Plus, post-splashdown, what's next for NASA after the Artemis II crew completes a historic moon mission?
The Collegian is a student-run campus newspaper offering important headlines in and around Ashland University. The Collegian offers students hands-on experience in the field of journalism. Between news, sports, and features, the Collegian has you covered. You can read online at ashland-collegian.com.
Peace talks between Iran and the United States have failed to reach a new agreement in their latest negotiations. The Iranian foreign minister says that there was a concern of trust after previous incidents. This has led President Trump to authorize a blockade on the ports of Iran, hoping to tighten economic pressure. It's Ohio Military Family Spirit Week. The event celebrates the resilience and sacrifice of military families and children. Each day of the week provides a military theme for all to participate in. Tomorrow is a statewide Purple Up. Thursday is Camouflage Day, and on Friday, wear red to remember everyone deployed.
Caring for those who protected us by placing ourselves in their shoes. That's the idea behind an event created in Ashland 12 years ago. The Initial Soldiers Shoes Foundation and Kappa Sigma Fraternity hosted their annual Rucksack March on Ashland University's campus last Saturday. Participants walked or ran for 3 hours while carrying weighted rucksacks. The Mile in a Soldier's Shoe event drew about 100 participants and raised more than $51,000. That is double the amount raised last year.
Hello, I'm Maddie Gorzinski, and this is your galactic news update on what is happening in space. Artemis 2 joined us back on Earth here on April 10th after a 10-day-long mission. The crew consisted of Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialists Christina Koch and Jeremy Hansen. This crew also consisted of many firsts: the first female astronaut, the first black astronaut, and the first astronaut to be a non-U.S. citizen. This is the first crew trip around the moon since 1972, when we went on the Apollo 17 mission. The most recent mission tested systems for future moon landings, such as systems for life support, the heat shield, and deep space travel. This paves the way for Artemis 3, which plans on landing on the moon later this decade. Artemis 3 will test docking and landing systems, and private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are racing to build lunar landers as well. The ultimate goal is to build a long-term moon base, and this will be a further stepping stone to getting us to Mars. The dream of exploring the moon and Mars is now becoming reality, and we are now inching closer to our next visit on Uranus. I'm Maddie Gorzinski, AUTV News.
Coming up on AUTV News, spinning the clock back, how vinyl is making a comeback this weekend.
And get fit for a good cause, how Ashland University students brought the fun back to being active.
AUTV is Ashland University's award-winning TV station. Being a part of the Journalism and Digital Media Department, AUTV can guarantee students' growth by giving them hands-on experience with studio, remote, or digital content. Take a look at our program today by visiting youtube.com/@AshlandJDM.
The Collegian is a student-run campus newspaper offering important headlines in and around Ashland University. The Collegian offers students hands-on experience in the field of journalism. Between news, sports, and features, the Collegian has you covered. You can read online at ashland-collegian.com.
Welcome back. WRDL is throwing it back. This weekend, 88.9 will join hundreds of radio stations across the country and play 48 hours of vinyl-only records.
Vinylthon is an annual event organized by the College Radio Foundation. If you have any requests for Vinylthon, contact WRDL across social media. You can listen to Ashland University's award-winning student-run radio station at 88.9 and online at WRDLFM.com. You can pick up some new wax and celebrate Record Store Day this weekend.
AUTV's Brett Alberts has more on how Kelly's Vinyl plans to get it in on the fun.
Mostly like 70s and 80s metal, rock, classic rock.
Get ready to rock for Record Store Day this weekend. The holiday brings together music fans and thousands of independent record stores around the world.
And we've been here, 16 years now, I think. So this will be our 16th Record Store Day.
In Ashland, Kelly's Vinyl Record Store offers a variety of albums and records, including ones that are hard to come by.
All the stuff she has, Leah, you come in here and ask, Leah, I listened to this stuff that I'd never really heard before. You know, I may have heard it a long time ago on the radio. Do you have any of this stuff? And she'll say, oh yeah, I do, you know. And then where a lot of other stores never heard of it and can't order it in, can't get it.
Here inside Kelly's Vinyl Record Store, a lot of great albums and artists' records on display here for customers to view. I got a chance to speak with the owner to see which ones are going to be used for Record Store Day.
I am going to be putting out a whole bunch of fire titles for Record Store Day. Lots of blues, lots of metal. I've heavily invested to bring a lot of new products into the shop, and we'll stay late as the customers come in.
Kelly's Vinyl will be open on Record Store Day. That's this Saturday at 10 a.m. Brett Alberts, AUTV News.
Record Store Day was established back in 2008 to celebrate the culture of the independently owned record store.
There's a new food pyramid and it could cost families millions, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. A typical family in the United States could spend approximately $1,000 more annually on groceries. The guidelines for the new pyramid put more of focus on meats and fat sources and less on whole wheat products and plant-based proteins.
Philanthropy and healthy habits take the NIST by storm. I attended FitFest to see how the Exercise Science Club and Student Dietetics Association teamed up for the event.
Bouncy houses, bikes, and brownies. That's what students were able to enjoy at this year's FitFest, but all for a good cause.
FitFest for us is kind of like this big thing to be able to promote pediatric cancer and raise money for it, as well as being able to promote physical activity and healthy living, because we have the dietetics with us and then the Exercise Science Club.
Students competed in sack races and a bounce house obstacle course for a chance to win prizes.
So we'll have stuff like prizes there and just a bunch of fun activities, and the big idea is to promote pediatric cancer and get money to donate for it.
Not only are students raising money for pediatric cancer, but they're also trying a bunch of different brownies.
We have 4 different types of brownies. The first type is just a regular brownie mix with a regular oil added in. And then the 3 other types are substitutes, fat substitutes. So we have avocado oil, black beans, and then applesauce. And so it's basically like a taste testing guessing game.
As Senior Faith Anderson explains, a charity that FitFest raises money for creates shoes for kids with cancer.
So Project Outrun, which is the big one that we're getting monetary donations for, that one is they make their own customized shoes for children battling with cancer.
The event also supports another charity that shows support for kids and families with pediatric cancer.
Kylie Rose Bags of Love is an organization that makes their own little custom bags. They hand sew the whole 9 yards, and then they get donations from area people such as us, and they get little toys and stuff like that to bring the kids for pediatric cancers.
They're still collecting money for Project Outrun until April 21st, as the Exercise Science Club will be hosting a Pie the Professor event next week.
Still to come on AUTV News, many teams at AU have their eyes set on a conference championship.
The NBA is looking to crown a new champion as the playoff bracket is set.
AUTV is Ashland University's award-winning TV station. Being a part of the Journalism and Digital Media Department, AUTV can guarantee students' growth by giving them hands-on experience with studio, remote, or digital content. Take a look at our program today by visiting youtube.com/@AshlandJDM.
The Collegian is a student-run campus newspaper offering important headlines in and around Ashland University. The Collegian offers students hands-on experience in the field of journalism. Between news, sports, and features, the Collegian has you covered. You can read online at ashland-collegian.com.
Welcome back. The spring season is winding down for Ashland University athletics, and many teams have a chance to win the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. The women's lacrosse team has 2 games left in their regular season against the Northwood Timberwolves and the Findlay Oilers as they look to go undefeated in GMAC play for the 2nd straight season. The baseball and softball teams are both winding down their regular seasons with GMAC action as they sit with 23-13 and 23-12 records respectively on their seasons. The men's and women's golf teams have the Great Midwest Athletic Conference tournament next up on their schedules as the women's team is coming off of 2 straight team wins and the men's team a top 5 finish in their last outing.
The NBA playoff bracket is set and 20 teams have their eyes set on the Larry O'Brien Trophy. AUTV's Miles Irvin breaks down the first round matchups.
The 2026 NBA postseason begins tonight with the play-in tournament, with teams 7 through 10 in each conference looking to get the final 2 playoff spots. In the East, the Philadelphia 76ers will host the Orlando Magic. The Sixers without former MVP Joel Embiid, but playing a Magic team who has certainly disappointed this season. The winner of that game will get the 7th seed to play the 2-seeded Boston Celtics in round 1 of the playoffs. The loser has to play the winner of the 9-10 game between the Miami Heat and the red-hot Charlotte Hornets, who get to host their first postseason game in 10 years. Over in the West, the 7-8 game features 2 teams that weren't expected to get to this point. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Phoenix Suns, a couple of scrappy defensive teams, battling for the right to play Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs in round 1. Then in the 9-10 game, 2 Hall of Fame locks will meet as Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. As far as the first round playoff matchups that we already know about, in the East, the 3-seeded New York Knicks play the 6-seeded Atlanta Hawks in a series that could really go either way. And the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Toronto Raptors, the Cavs looking to exercise their playoff demons. In the Western Conference, a playoff rivalry is renewed in the 3-6 matchup with the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then a star-powered matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. For the Lakers, they're without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, so they will need a throwback series from 41-year-old LeBron James against an athletic, talented Houston Rockets team led by Kevin Durant. We see the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder as the #1 seed for the 3rd straight year out west as the favorite to win the championship this season. And in the East, a new face with the Detroit Pistons, their surprising 60-win season as the top seed in the East for the first time since 2007. It's playoff time, so anything can happen. Miles Irvin, AUTV News.
Coming up on AUTV News, break out the jazz hands.
Check out the smooth sounds and star power on campus. We'll be right back.
That's cute.
The Collegian is a student-run campus newspaper offering important headlines in and around Ashland University. The Collegian offers students hands-on experience in the field of journalism. Between news, sports, and features, the Collegian has you covered. You can read online at ashland-collegian.com.
The peak of pro wrestling is just around the corner as competition heats up in WWE's WrestleMania 42. Here's a look into everything you need to know heading into these big matches. Competition will begin on Saturday, April 18th and ending on Sunday, April 19th. starting on Saturday with the Women's World Championship match featuring Liv Morgan taking on the champ Stephanie Vaquer. Then for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match featuring champ AJ Lee to defend her title against Becky Lynch. Finally, with Saturday's main event featuring undisputed WWE Championship match with Cody Rhodes, the GOAT, some might say, as well as Randy Orton. And then on Sunday, WWE Women's Championship match will feature the champion Jade Cargill taking on Rhea Ripley. Then for the United States Championship match, it will be Sami Zayn to take on Trick Williams. The Intercontinental Championship ladder match will be after that, featuring the champ Penta to defend his title against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. And then finally on Sunday night will be the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship, featuring CM Punk to defend the title against Roman Reigns. WWE WrestleMania 42 will begin this weekend with the first event scheduled for Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Josh Bashinsky, AUTV News.
Spring cleanup is rolling into week 2 in the city of Ashland. Residents are able to discard bulk items like appliances and furniture. The event covers the majority of the city. Split up into 4 sections, each section is divided by date. With section 1 already being complete, check the city's website to see when crews will be in your neighborhood. Cleanup will run through May 1st.
Ashland University is the place for music that makes you want to move. AUTV's Miles Irvin takes us to the Maple Rock Jazz Festival.
Those are the sounds of the Ashland University Maple Rock Jazz Festival last week. The event featured AU's award-winning jazz orchestra led by director Jack Shantz. This was Shantz's first time organizing the event, and he brought in some special guests to enhance the experience.
I've got 8 clinicians, trumpet, trombone, 3 saxophones, piano, bass, and drums. And we're gonna sit with these kids when they play. And the goal being that we're able to impart some information that is more lasting and more useful.
This year, it was just right up on stage, and they're right next to you as you're playing, and that was totally different. I just got to be a sponge and soak up all this information that they just deal out right on the spot, and I learned so much more.
Not only did the jazz orchestra get to learn from these musicians, but AU also welcomed in 5 Ohio high school jazz bands for an open workshop.
My favorite part is seeing the light bulb go off in my students when they get it. Teaching the principles of this music and teaching them how to swing and how to think about rhythm and playing as a group. It takes a long time. So this is the culmination of a whole year of preparation, and it's taken about a year, but they're getting it and they're sounding really good.
Miles Irvin, AUTV News.
Next up for the performing arts, the Spring AU Band Concert is next Friday, April 24th at 7:30 p.m. at the Hugo Young Theater.
That'll do it for us here at the desk. Thank you for watching AUTV News.
We appreciate you joining us. Have a great day.